So I'm now on the other side of that, which that's back in the main room over there. With this giant plug, we're trying to get rid of that, basically, so that it will put fire back into the Maker's Forge. Push this, I believe this will... Yeah, see, they detached the camera to show... And they didn't really have to do that. They could have just forced me to be looking this way. But they did also remove that. You can't tell on my minimap, this is actually a problem I have with this game. Because my crow is a persistent world object that shows up on the map, you can't see that this is green now, because it was red just a minute ago. They might have kind of done that on purpose to keep players from thinking that was the way that they were supposed to go. But, like I said, I think there were probably better ways to do that. Maybe they tested it out and decided that, no, this was the best way, so maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. But, if it were up to me, I would playtest that. I, as a general rule, like to playtest as much as possible. Whenever I have a new idea, I like to put it in front of people and get their opinions on it. Problem is that takes a lot of time, because you have to build it. You have to build a different method a lot of the time. Yep, we've already used it for that. So there's two of these things. Hello. Another Book of the Dead page. So yeah, you can see all the chests are already showing up on the map and everything. Oh, and I have to use a shadow bomb to dislodge that. So if I put it on the other one, there's another gate that I should open up. I don't know who this person is, but they're playing Metal Gear Solid 5. I don't know. I might try out Ground Zeroes at some point for this. I have it now both on the Xbox One and the PS4. So it might be worth trying out. Trying out Ground Zeroes. I've never been a big Metal Gear fan. Even listening to the reviews, I still can't figure out why I should care. Everyone's like, oh, all this crazy stuff happens, and it's like, yeah, crazy stuff happening is enough for me anymore. Anybody could be crazy, just like anybody can make a hard game. Trick is not making a hard game, Trick is making a hard game that people actually can get through reasonably. Dark Souls does an amazing job of this. And I feel like the first Dark Souls and Demon Souls and stuff, they didn't really design to be hard. Specifically, they just made a bunch of decisions that kind of ended up being hard. Okay, I think this is on a timer. And I think... I'm gonna go for it, but from what I remember...
No time to waste.
It might actually be impossible to get. Well, let's. Okay. Yeah. I can't get through there yet, so. Isn't there? Okay, I'm just trying to figure out how I get rid of those crystals over there. The corruption over there. So corruption is a big force at play throughout the rest of this game. But yeah, basically we've already seen corruption is destroying. I got that right? Yeah, okay. See, and I don't think. Let's see what this does when I throw this over here. Oh, that does pull that up. Okay. Well, we want to go get this. So you can fast travel into and out of areas. Okay. I'm actually not going to chance it because it's already about to go. You know what? Go fuck yourselves. It's interesting, they certainly are able to charge forward. But yeah, waste some serious time on that first cutscene, the first time showing this. They made it so there's enough time to do it if you know what you're doing, but still take up a lot of time. Okay, so we're going back through this area that we've already been through. Yes, so a lot of the music in this game, as I said, I do have on soundtrack, and I listen to on a fairly regular basis. It's actually a really good soundtrack to just listen to while you're getting some work done. They're talking about fast travel. Journeyman Platinum. Okay, so we picked up. We haven't really gone over this. Quests. Quests? Quest display. Look at this, we have quest, we have a full quest system in this game. So, just because we have a main quest, the last game we basically had a main quest and then collection quests, which were not really quests at all, they were just, oh, find these things. Just kind of wail as much as we can on them. Nope. Let's go ahead and heal. Dark Avenger. So we got a new secondary weapon. We came from that way, he busted in this hole, so we'll go down that hole, make sure there's not anything to grab. But he gave us a new... No, he gave us one we can't use yet. We have to be level 5 to use the Dark Avenger. Which added defense. I don't think I'm going to be going too much into defense. I'm going to be going mostly into attack. Because I'm also going to be equipping healing weaponry. And that should really make most of this game kind of a cakewalk. So if you're looking for a difficult game, you might not want to watch this. But the last game wasn't particularly hard either. I only died a couple of times in that. I think that's one of the things that confuses me a little bit, is that the first game wasn't hard, why would this one be hard? Yeah, death a lot of the times is kind of an abstract concept in games, with the exception of the Souls series. I can't think of too many games that actually legitimately punish you for dying. The only real way that a lot of games punish people for dying is to take them back through an area that they've already completed. And that's kind of a big thing in game design. Of why are you having players play through an area they already know they can complete. Alright. So technically... Oh yeah. Technically, that's all we had to do in this dungeon. Actually, I don't think even technically. Never mind. That's why we're here in that dungeon, is to pull that up. And here's that stairway I was pointing out earlier. Which, interestingly enough, does not seem to go underground, really. It just seems like that was an inconsistency now. Make sure I didn't miss anything when I jumped down the stairs to get that token. Doesn't look like it. Oh. Shoot. Sorry, I got so entranced by playing this game I forgot to cut the video off.
The mountain has a voice. How did you? No, doesn't matter. You have done what I failed to do. You must take the good news to Alya as soon as you can.
What is mordant dew?
Mordant dew is the venom those stingers get you with, if you let them too close. You'll find them in Drenchfort. Walk softly though. Those stings are nasty.
So a little bit of hint where we're going
I found
next.
that dish you wanted.
You're a good man. Much more so than your name would imply. I'm in your debt.
So yeah, we'll see if I want to cut this video into 2 parts or just release it as one big one. But alright, so now that we've done that, they want me to return and here we go, we haven't really looked at this, but this is the world map for the Forge Lands. We came out, we started off in here. This is Tristone. So this is the whole area where we met the Makers. And then we made our way out of it. This right here is where that big giant eyeball thing was. We didn't go back in here at all, but we did come through the Weeping Crag. We didn't grab this chest, but we did go take a look in the Nook real quick. We will have to go through the Nook to get to the Lost Temple later on. That chest we cannot get to because that's the one that we had to have the ability to run along the wall longer or whatever. Made our way down the Charred Pass. We skipped over the Scar for now. We will go back at some point to the Scar. But so now that we've done all that, we can actually fast travel. It doesn't make you do the wormhole thing that we did in the last game. It just, you teleport right there. So we got fire with running to her.
Horseman, the fire of the mountain flows again.
Yes, freed by my hand. And calm.
Karn? That pup? He hasn't a
Why am I giving
clue.
him credit?
And yet, the forge burns once more. You know what awaits you, Ryder. To finish this, you must restore the tears.
I'm not your errand boy, Maker.
Aye, but our fates are now yoked. Help us, and we will help you. In the meantime, take this. It might be of use.
Redemption. So this is actually Strife's pistol.
This pistol. It belongs to my brother, Strife. How came it here?
I cannot say, but there are other goods you may barter for now as well. Restore the tears, then return to me.
You said there were two things that powered your forge, fire and tears.
Yes, fire to wake the earth, and tears to calm it. Both gifts of the Stone Father.
And fire will not be enough.
Nay, we require both.
Where might I find the tears of the mountain?
To the west, past the fjord and into the Drench Fort, you will find the tears within. Browse around. We have new items.
So I'm not gonna sell anything yet. But this game clearly has a little bit different of an approach to how it does boss fights. See, all the gray stuff, I'm thinking I might as well just sell, actually. Because I think, I mean, you saw when I leveled it up the Possessed, so let's actually go ahead and scoop. So when we upgrade this, when we go over to the gray stuff, look at how little it's giving us compared to even the green stuff. But so we're not gonna sell a bunch right now. What we're gonna do is make sure I have all the right stuff I want equipped. So these do 9. These go up to 15 and give me 4 crits. 4 crit damage. See, and these don't really do a whole lot. These give me some strength as their biggest thing. But we also have gained some talismans. Because we still don't... Oh, we do, okay. I just realized I didn't ever actually put any of this stuff on. Okay. And we are wearing that. So talisman basically would be a necklace. I don't think it'll show up on my guy. Arcane, critical damage. We're not really going into arcane on this, but see, we got the Stalker's Bone and we have Book of the Dead pages, so it has you actually collect quest items as well. There's no junk category in this game, really. Possess double scythes. So we're gonna sacrifice a bunch of this stuff. So that'll up the damage and the critical chance just a little bit. Let's keep upgrading this. And we're gonna upgrade it with Savage Gauntlets. That'll put up damage and defense, and then we can select. I actually kind of skipped over that. That was my bad. But we can up whatever we want here from this selection. So arcane damage, critical damage, defense, arcane crits. So we're actually going to just do our critical damage. You can see now our claws are starting to look pretty fearsome, actually. And I'm going to feed it Savage Scythes. We'll feed it this. Yeah, I don't need... Oops, except I wasn't paying attention. I think I just made it so I can't wear those until I'm level 5. And we'll add shock damage onto those. So no, we aren't doing the healing stuff on this. I think in order to do the healing, you have to actually feed it healing items. And I want to show you one other thing. See those skulls on the right hand side? Those are the amount of times that you can upgrade these. Did I? Okay, I'm still only level 4. I only need level 2 for these. Okay. But yeah, those will now do basically lightning damage. You got anything else? No. Okay. Actually, let's... Sorry. Let's sell...
This should go
Buckler.
nicely with the others.
I think I'll hold on to both of those. And then once I hit level 5, I can actually start equipping some of these things. But the Greys
Valis will put that to good use.
aren't really worth their experience points. So yeah, now I have a gun which regenerates ammo, I believe. Yeah, so if I shoot off a bunch, it regenerates it one by one. If I shoot it all off, it regenerates it one at a time.
Death, a bad omen, yet our best hope.
I still don't know what the tears are, Maker.
Then listen well. Long ago, the Creator formed a mountain, the Stone Father. For eons, that mountain towered over the abyss. From the mountain's depths flowed raging fire, and from its peaks, pure water. Where the two met, the mountain grew, and from that came the first world, the Maker's Realm.
The tears belong to this mountain, then.
Aye, and still we forge as the Stonefather did. With his fire and tears, we can build nothing without them. Horseman,
So it's a little
fast death. My realm teeters.
it's a little unclear if these are supposed to be the last of the makers or if there are in fact more out there. See, she's trying to grow plants over there.
For you to browse.
Okay, I thought she might have something to say. She's trying to grow plants over here.
Something troubles you.
I'm not really sure how this works. I think pretty much everyone except humans is immortal. So they can be killed, but they can't die of natural causes. We've got to go through here, and then we're actually going to... how am I going to do this? I'm going to call it quits as soon as we get to the fjord. So before we do that, we might actually make this episode run a few minutes long, and we're going to go... shouldn't say long, we've been recording for an hour, but we're going to go back over there and see what all this back area is about. This thing. So that's ultimately our goal, right there, is we need to get past that. The only way that we have to do that is that there is a construct, a giant golem, that will be able to fight that thing. So another Book of the Dead page. If we'd come back there in the first place. And, oh, okay, so you might remember we had the shadow masks and stuff in the last game. Hopefully you all can see that, but that's a, there's a little shadow there. So there are, like, invisible enemies. That wasn't bad, I was expecting that to take more. I was thinking there would be more back there. And there might be, just it's in the Shadow Realm instead of...
We tried to seal in the corruption, but no good came of it.
What can you tell me about the tears of the mountain?
The Drench fort lies just beyond this barrier. It was the first thing taken by corruption. We sealed the Stonefather's tears inside, fearing what would happen if they spread.
If I do as Alia asks, you'll soon find out.
Aye, and the realm will be better for it. Whether pure as rain or black as sin, the tears will end this stalemate.
It's odd how I often find you standing.
Without the Tree of Life Horseman, I'm trapped here just like you. A fortunate few slipped out before the tree was lost, like Ulthane.
And who is Ulthane?
He's just another maker. Has a big hammer is all. When he escaped, I feared to follow. And a good thing, too.
And why is that?
Well, you might still be looking for the Cauldron if not for my courage and wit.
So Ulthane, of course, is the maker from the
Where are you
first
going?
game.
Don't let me stop you. Exploring's a wondrous thing. You never know what you might find. For instance, should a bit of armor turn up, it's slightly misplaced some years back. If you can find it, I'll be in your debt.
So yeah, he wants to, he wants me to find a piece
Run
of
along,
armor.
Ryder. I'll rest a bit.
You see, the whole point of closing this was to stop the corruption from seeping through, and obviously it's not working, because look, there's corruption all over the place. Including that big thing, which is, I don't know, the assumption is that the corruption is actually coming from the Tree of Life area, I believe. But alright, so we're actually in the Shadow Gorge. And we're going to call it a wrap there. So this is going to be the next area. We will be moving forward through the Shadow Gorge, down through the fjord, and into the Drench Fort, just as we did on the other side with moving through the Baneswood, the Charred Pass, and into the Cauldron. So, that'll be in our next dungeon, will be the Drench Fort. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you on the next episode.